Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sexy Nerd Science, Season 5, Episode 10. I'm Drew, as always, with Dancing Josh and Sitting Dale. Wait,
hello there. I'm Dancing Josh.
Citadale.
Citadale.
Sitting Dale. Oh, man. So we got a great show for you guys, as always. We are back from a small post-con hiatus. Getting that con plague out of the system and working a whole bunch of hours to make up for the fact that we didn't work for a couple days for con. What's your guys' take on you guys' time away? You guys got some good feelings, some good vibes about that?
Our take on our time away?
Baby, yeah, you did miss the hey, everybody.
What do you mean my take on our time away?
Yeah, like, would you guys, we had time to reflect, to grow as people after the convention since the last episode we put out, I don't know, 3 months ago.
It feels like it. Jeez.
Good job, Josh.
Last time we recorded, there was water in Nebraska.
Man. There's still water in Nebraska.
Nope, not anymore. It's all dried up.
No, it's not.
I know. Last time we talked, there was snow on the ground. It's gonna be 70 degrees tomorrow.
Oh man, there was snow on the ground. I was literally in eastern Nebraska or western Nebraska, and there was snow on the ground 2 days ago.
Oh yeah, they had that big snowstorm like in Niobrara and stuff.
They had like 2 inches. I worked in it. It was the worst.
Speaking of 2 inches, let's get into our news.
Wait a second. Planet Comicon?
Oh, yeah, Planet Comicon. Oh, that's what we were talking about.
That was what we were talking about. All right, so what is that second? We'll talk about it later.
Oh yeah, that's right. Me and Dale's thing.
Okay, so Planet Comicon, Dale. From the technical standpoint, how did Planet Comicon go?
Do you want my honest opinion of how the whole like what Project Nerd Recorded did, or what kind of?
Well, let's start with the whole, and then we'll go to the pinpoint.
So overall, I think it was, if I was to give it a rating, a 4 out of 10. We got to meet and interview a lot of good cosplayers, some businesses, some people who do creative stuff, but the camera situation and the internet situation was a little not up to par. The cameras we got were for streaming, which worked great for streaming, good quality for streaming, but we had no internet, so we couldn't stream. The cameras wouldn't stay recording because the internet was, or not the internet, the
format
card couldn't write fast enough to the card, or the camera couldn't write fast enough to the card. Cards weren't up to par. And there were micro SD, so we couldn't do that. So I had to stream everything through my computer, which after the camera going through the capture device and also through OBS, it degrades the picture quality and the color is slightly off. So
thanks, Iggy.
Iggy says my memory cards were shit.
Yeah, so it was just a lot of little things. Nothing bad as far as that. We learned some things, and we're going to adjust for the next con.
But the content that's coming out is great. Before we started recording here, we were going over some of the stuff that Dale's putting out there and helping to edit with, and audio podcasts, the Nerdcast episode that's out right now. Fantastic, good quality. Quality, but it's a good podcast.
Good content, poor quality.
That's exactly, yeah. But that's what you get at a live show.
Audio was pretty good overall. We got some good camera shots. I did bring my mirrorless camera, so we got some good shots of a lot of the cosplayers and interview guests. But we learned a lot for next time, and I think Ocon, which will be our next one, is going to be a lot better.
Iggy said Ocon's going to be legit.
Yeah. So yeah. Overall, I didn't actually get to see a lot of the con either. So I mean, I could, like Drew said, I can only do the technical side of it. The whole, I had an injured foot, so I couldn't walk around that much. So I would say percent of the con I saw was 3 out of 100%. So, what about you guys?
So real quick, I want to talk about the reason we didn't record anything for the convention. We tried to twice. Sexy Nerd Science tried to record an
Two good
episode
podcasts.
twice, and we got
Technical
10 minutes into pretty much each one.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. I was updated OBS, and because I was having trouble with other things, and I updated OBS, and it moved from a hardware encoder to a software encoder. My software encoder is garbage because it's just running off Windows. I have like DVX10 or DVX11 something, and my hardware encoder is on point. So I went from AVI large ass files.
They're saying nowadays too.
What?
Fleek is what the kids are saying now.
On Fleek, yeah, it was on Fleek. No, I think that was old, but whatever. We finally fixed it at the end, but by that time we had more podcasts, more content, more interviews, so we couldn't go back and fix it. But we will put out the little bit of content we have, either this episode or its own thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
So the technical part of it was that's that, but one of the big things that I enjoyed was
the few things.
What?
It was a really lucky con for you. So.
Yeah. One of the few things about the convention, let's call it the convention, because there's a lot of outside convention stuff that was just the worst.
Nope, none of the stuff we recorded went to the drive correctly.
Nope. Yeah. So convention wise, there's a couple great things I saw. Most notably, an interview that Josh did for the weekend. There's a metal sculptor that we'll kind of touch back to when that content comes out. But that guy was cool. I got a mystery box Ultra Saber.
You did get an Ultra Saber.
Yeah,
I forgot
it's
all
really
about
cool.
That.
And then
I got a battery for my Ultra Saber.
Yeah. So a couple of really cool things, but the convention seemed like it was more put together as far as layout, design. Did anybody, you guys kind of agree with that? I know that we had some snafus right when we got there, but we got them all taken care of. And then also,
wasn't it bigger too?
So
not like size wise, but like the people that were there.
As far as I know, it was, on par. It was the 20th anniversary, so I'm sure that there was, probably some sort of record numbers there. But other than that, I don't think that there was, I don't think it took up more space or anything like that.
It was, like in the lines for like concessions weren't terrible. Like it took me 20 minutes to get a turkey leg, but that's to be like,
I never waited. Like if I would rather walked to a different place than waited in one of those lines.
How long did it take to get that pizza that one time?
It took us about a half hour.
Oh, did it?
Really?
Yeah, we were waiting there for a good solid chunk of time.
I guess I was doing a lot of other stuff though. Like
you were baby watching, and I was trying not to fall on my Heelys again.
We were like basically.
Yeah, Josh fell on his Heelys.
Oh man, I got that on video. I think.
Did you really?
I think so.
Oh my! It was really dumb.
So I was waiting all convention. I like literally bought a pair of Heelys forever ago. Never wore them. Not even in the house. Like I just tried them on to make sure they fit. And then literally was like, I'm going to rock these out at the convention. And then I got them in the convention and I'm just like, I don't know how to do these. And it sucked. It was really bad. I can now do like one good scoot. But like recovering from said scoot and keeping going's been kind of hard. So I'm going to try to get my dog to pull me around now on my Heelys.
Yeah. You got to take him to like a nice brand new asphalt. Like,
do they not work on concrete very well?
They work on like good concrete, but all the concrete around your house is shit.
Yeah, I figured.
But like if you take it to like a nice asphalt, like Walmart parking lot.
I was like, you have a lot of hills by your area. Shouldn't you be able to find something that's...
That's exactly what I want to do. Just take the Heelys down a hill where I can't stop.
Then as soon as you get to a point where you want to stop, just push your foot down. You'll be fine. You'll just instantly stop on a dime.
I've ridden enough skateboards to know that's not true.
Oh damn!
When you do the congratulations on sucking at using a product for middle schoolers. So here's the thing: you always have to when you do the
old man.
When you do the dismount, you have to take a couple steps. You can't just stop. You have to
But you have to take a couple steps.
It's like getting off the airport moving walkways.
Yeah. That's exactly what it kind of feels like when you're just coasting around. So what I did do is I had Drew pull me around the con a little bit while I was doing it.
He held
just to make sure that I can get my legs.
He held onto the stroller, and then I pulled from the front end of the stroller with both kids in the stroller.
Yeah. All 3 kids.
He felt when he fell down, people came over like, "Are you okay?"
I just wanted to lay there. I didn't want to do anything.
Didn't you fall on a chair?
Because my arm
onto the chair. The chair pivoted and jammed me in the leg, the other leg that didn't hurt.
So I fell flat on my butt. Actually, I fell flat on my back. I didn't even hit my butt, which kind of also hurt. Yeah, fooled you with the game of podcast stream, Iggy. But I liked the Heelys. I thought that was fun. I got to interview a lot of really nice people, so that was pretty cool. Because going into the convention, I was kind of just supposed to be support, and as we were doing more and more things, I was just like, hey, I like my personality on the mic, so I want to make sure I'm doing some interviews, and I hope Iggy didn't mind. There's some good jokes. I know listening to some podcasts, there were some good quality content coming out of my mouth.
Iggy, did Josh tell you he got a beard brush?
I did.
From the week after the weekend?
I got two beard
brushed him so much he needed to
they're both the same. I just bought one for the gym and one for home use, and I bought oil for home and butter for after the gym.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So overall Planet Comicon pretty good, right? In agreement there?
Yeah, oh definitely. It's still one of my favorite big conventions that we go to.
I think they do a good job.
Yeah. There's not we had complaints when we went last time by ourselves, but a couple of things changed within that next year, and
we definitely didn't make the same mistakes twice, which is good.
No. We had other mistakes like leaving power cords, and
we made new mistakes,
and also mishaps that happened completely aside from the convention. That's not the convention's fault.
Couches are not baby proof.
Couches aren't baby proof, and also windows can be broken randomly. So,
oh my goodness, yes! Yeah. Don't ever say, don't open an umbrella indoors.
I didn't open it; it was the kid.
Then you mocked the gods.
And I did not. I did not mock any gods.
13's my lucky number. That was the most unlucky weekend.
That's probably, you're not wrong.
I think I told 4 people this, Drew. I don't know if I told you this. After your window got broken and then other things happened, I was like, just let it happen to me or let it happen to Josh. Get it?
Oh yeah.
I was broke as a joke.
Okay, let it happen to me, whatever it was. But I was just he's going through a lot of shit. So
I was just comment.
Oh yeah. Shut up, Josh. You aren't supposed to say anything. All right, so we're gonna move away from Planet Comicon.
Do you remember you dropped the baby off the couch?
What?
Do you remember you dropped the baby off the couch?
Fuck you, Dale.
It could have happened to anybody.
It could have happened to.
But it just happened to bad luck Drew.
Okay, hold on. There was 6 people around me. Okay, nobody at once said, "Hey, look, that baby's about to dive off."
Somebody came up and we
a lot of us all tensed up at the same time because it was a really quick thing, and we were just I wanted to be watch out, you're about to be struck by a vehicle, but all I had time to say was
but we all turned for a second. We looked back and she started crying.
let's take it to Canton.
Ooh.
So mine and Dale's hometown movie theater that we've probably seen, oh man, at least we've had to have seen 100 movies there.
Close to, if not.
Yeah, so Dale used to have a movie theater. Dale technically still had a movie theater just right down the street from his parents' house, within walking distance. So we'd always go to Dale's house, then go to the movie, and then go back to Dale's house. And
half the time we walked.
Oh yeah, it was just fine.
It drive to my house, and then we would all walk together.
Yeah. And it was, I mean, a really small, quaint movie theater. I mean, but I remember like it was, I'm pretty sure it was the first movie theater I saw because I was there in 95 when I saw Star Wars for the first time, was in that
maybe.
theater. Saw Jurassic Park for the first time in that theater.
Dang, you guys better go take some like super awesome movie theater pictures or something before they bulldoze it.
Well,
I don't know what they're going to do.
They're turning it into a gym from what I saw.
That's right. Yeah. That signs out front.
Yeah, it's just really like Canton, the town we grew up in, has like started like just blowing up. Like the town's gotten worse, but like business wise is just booming everywhere.
So the reason that this one is closing is because down the street we have people from Nebraska. We have a bigger company that came in because this was a local company. No, we had a bigger company that came in. No, a movie theater brand. Imagine is the company name, and they have a ton of movie theaters throughout Michigan, throughout probably other states too. And so Imagine came, and they have 20-something theaters, 22 theaters, something like that. And the theater that was next to the one we're talking about, has 6 at the time. Then it upgraded to 7 after a renovation right after Imagine moved in. So it was trying to keep up. It had prices that were relatively good, like $5 you go see a movie most of the time.
You had like the bucket popcorn thing.
Popcorn, you bring your own bucket all the time.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, there was like a $5 bring any like container you wanted to bring in there, and they'd fill it with popcorn.
Yeah,
so people would buy like trash bags and just like they'd load it full of popcorn. We used to go get Meyer paper bags and make those filled with popcorn.
So I mean, it was definitely they tried, and like we like to go there a little bit better, not because it was just because they had the leather seats at the Imagine, and now after years of everybody doing it and moving to that's the norm. And Canton 7 started doing this as well, but I guess they couldn't keep up because this is just a me speculating at this point. 3 ice cream sandwiches. This is your 3rd ice cream sandwich.
We've been trying to get this podcast going since 7 now. So, I mean,
3
hours.
So we,
1 an hour is not bad.
I don't remember where I talked. Oh yeah. So I don't think Canton 7 or Goodrich Theaters, the company, had the rights to certain movies, like Sony movies or I can't remember exactly. Like I don't think Deadpool was there because that's a Sony movie, isn't it?
You can't. Is that
they didn't have the Sony projector, is what I think.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
That was their biggest problem. They didn't have the right projector at that theater to do a lot of the films.
Yeah.
And I think they eventually ended up getting it though, from what I remember.
I can't remember, but I think that was just another nail in the coffin.
It would be really nice to, I mean, one of these days talk to the people who managed.
I mean, do you remember that one girl? I always seen her every time I went. She was at the concession when I was younger, and then I kept seeing her become like a manager. I think she fucking ran the place.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, she was there.
Colin McLeod used to work there.
Yeah, back before he graduated in geology and got married and has kids. Yeah, years ago.
So he's a
Colin
fake
McLeod
scientist?
has kids?
I don't know. I don't fucking know if he has kids, but
he's a fake scientist.
You used to play poker with him. That's the only reason why.
Yeah.
His dad, at least.
Wait, anybody laugh at my joke? He's a fake scientist?
Because he's a geology degree. I don't know if he really has a geology degree.
Yeah, I think he did. He went to fucking. I think he has a geology degree.
Yeah.
I'm on Facebook. I can't get off the
No, that's all right.
Okay.
But so Canton 7, childhood theater of Josh and Dale, and a lot of people in Canton, is closing its doors beginning of May. So it is, I think May 7th, I think is what I saw, or something like that first week or so.
Yeah.
All right. So next is the ever loved segment we like to bring in Sexy News called Pop Culture Illiteracy with Josh and Dale.
Dale, get off your phone.
I don't want to play this game. Sounds like a bad game.
Pop culture illiteracy game?
It sounds like a terrible game.
Oh, well.
Good thing it's not a game. It's a trivia.
Can I get a help from the audience this time?
No. Actually, yeah. So audience, we got to make sure we clarify this. Please don't post the answers in the chat for Dale. But the question we're going to give you is name 9 Star Wars actors.
Ooh, actors. Okay, so Samuel L. Jackson,
Okay.
Natalie Portman.
Okay.
I know those two.
Good.
Liam Neeson.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
These are ones that I wasn't thinking that you were going to get right off.
See, the main ones I'm having issues with. Yeah. Oh shit! Fucking back in the day, I forgot about those.
Back in the
Yeah,
day,
Harrison Ford.
non-prequel character.
Yeah, Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
Mark Hamill. Oh, what's their fucking name? What's Leia's name?
Are you kidding me?
Goddamn.
Skip her and come back.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's still many more characters.
I know. I'm trying to think of like names that were actually. Bradley Cooper was the raccoon, right?
Shut up.
Oh wait.
Think about cameo characters.
Yeah. Oh, like some of them. Damn.
Iggy's getting so.
Is he?
You're our carry. That's why we ask you these.
Yeah.
questions.
I'm the carry of the group. Damn. I'm trying to think of Community. Who's the voice of Darth Vader? That's what I'm trying to think.
It's the same voice as
That's two actors. You could name the guy who played Darth Vader and the guy who voiced Darth Vader, and I would accept one of those.
One of his name's Irving.
Irving?
No, he was Mufasa.
Oh, okay.
He was also what was his name?
Donald Glover.
No, not him.
Dumbledore. Was he Dumbledore? Oh, god damn it. This is so embarrassing. Okay, I need one more, right?
No, you need 9.
9.
Well, yeah. This is also celebrate the 9th trailer that just came out, which is the
Damn.
next topic of news we're going to talk about.
Oh, god damn. I couldn't get 9.
Go back to the prequels if you need to.
I can't remember their names. Oh, Conor McGregor?
Not Connor. McGregor's his last name. It's more Scottish. I mean, obviously Connor's still technically.
Sounds kind of like Ewok.
Colin?
No.
How does Ewok sound like?
No, I wasn't thinking of Ewok. I can only think of McGregor. This is great content, guys. What are we talking about?
Iggy's just blowing up. He's like, read the damn comments.
Is he posting people's names?
Yeah, he's become so frustrated that he's posting actual people that are in it.
Raise his
Some
hand.
people
Phone
aren't,
friend,
but-
dude. Dale must go. Carrie Fisher. God damn.
Boom. Okay.
I wouldn't have got that one though. Donald Glover. Oh yeah. Well, do you count that though?
Yeah, I'll count it.
You'll count Donald Glover?
Yeah. He's Han
Solo.
Solo. Or not Han Solo. Freaking. Oh my God. Han Solo.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
Han Solo.
Over my
I can't think of the. I wasn't even thinking the extra people.
Just need 2 more. You didn't name anyone from the new trilogy.
Yeah, I can't think of their real names.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't know any of them either.
They also gave you another person's name
Mufasa?
before that, or I guess after that.
James Earl Goddamn Jones. That's what I was trying to think of.
One more. Please don't help me.
I'm reading these.
One more person.
Who plays the original Donald Glover character?
I have no idea.
You don't even need to say his last name. If you can just get his first name and the middle
Henry
initial.
Winkler?
No.
You just said, hey, like Fonz.
Oh, I mean, honestly, he's kind of like the Black Fonz.
Who's the Black Fonz?
Lando Calrissian.
Yeah, but I don't know his actor name.
Oh man. Ooh, he's even in Scrubs. And they keep calling him Lando, and he's like, please, call me. And he says his name, and they're like, whatever you say, Lando.
Yeah, I remember that, but I can't remember.
He's just fuming on the other.
Here, I'm just gonna.
You were so close, Dale.
Okay.
You can even read the chat again. There's another one in there from the
Is
new
there?
trilogy.
Oscar Isaacs?
Isaacs.
Isaacs?
Read his name right.
I don't know who that is.
That's Poe Dameron.
Yeah, I was gonna ask him what
That's who?
he plays. Poe
Who's
Dameron.
that?
Poe,
Who's
The-
Poe?
the fighter pilot from the new trilogy.
Okay.
Do you know who Adam Driver plays?
Adam Driver?
Yeah.
Is he a driver of some kind?
No. Actually, wait. Do it again. Go.
Oh, Kylo Ren?
Exactly.
What's his name?
Adam Driver.
I wouldn't have got that. I'd never heard of that name before.
Matt, the radar technician. Okay. Well,
All right.
Dale did not get this one either. You're close. I thought you were going to get it when you started naming other people. Like, I thought you were going to go like Keira Knightley, because technically Natalie Portman and Keira Knightley both played like.
Keira Knightley.
Yeah, Keira Knightley was in The
So-
Phantom Menace.
So, yeah.
There's also, you could have said, who else? Simon Pegg.
How was Simon Pegg in there?
He was a cameo.
Yeah, he was
in,
played the 1/4 portion guy. Like, that was him.
Ah.
Peter Mayhew. Yep. He wouldn't know Peter Mayhew, though.
Mm-mm.
Dale doesn't know how to read.
Okay.
David Ridley.
I never claimed I did. So what's the McGregor guy?
Ewan
McGregor.
Ewan?
Ewan.
When I got that to save my life.
He's
All
in
right,
other
so-
movies than just Star Wars.
All right,
He's one of my favorite Scotsmen.
We're gonna get nerdy with some nerdy.
Daniel Craig was in there?
Daniel Craig played the stormtrooper that got mind
I remember
done
seeing that.
by Rey in Episode 7.
Yeah, I remember seeing that.
Mind done. Wow. Jedi mind trick.
Okay, so that's a fail for Dale. Hey, about 50%.
I thought you were like, when you started naming like prequel characters that I didn't even think of, I was just like Harrison Ford, like Carrie Fisher, Mark Hamill. I knew you were going to get those three, or I thought you were going to get those three. And like Alec Guinness, maybe.
I don't know who Al Guinness is.
Old Obi-Wan.
So did we already tell him LeVar Burton?
What? LeVar Burton?
Is that the Radiant Rainbow guy?
Think of LeVar Burton.
Yeah,
Lando Calrissian, Billy
Rainbow.
It was Billy D. Dale.
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams was Lando.
Yeah, I don't know why I said LeVar Burton.
Yeah. We just keep naming people that aren't in the movie. Okay.
Are in all community. This is all just community.
All these people pretty much were in the Star Wars celebration that took place this weekend in Chicago, where there was a lot of Star Wars news dropped. Plus some other news also kind of came out this weekend as well. So, yeah, Iggy's still just naming names. Iggy could probably continue naming names from characters in the Star Wars thing in the time that it takes us to get through the rest of this news. But from Star Wars Celebration, one of the biggest takeaways, one of the reasons why I picked 9 characters for you to ask, or to find out why I asked you 9 characters' names, is because Episode 9's trailer is out.
The teaser trailer.
The teaser trailer. Yeah, the teaser trailer. It's definitely. I've been seeing a lot of like people that are like, "Oh, Last Jedi sucked," but they're like jumping on this Episode 9 trailer. So Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, is what it's going to be called.
Man, first of all, spoilers. There's definitely going to be a porno of this. Secondly, the rise.
How is that a spoiler?
I don't know.
I mean, because it hasn't come out yet. But anyway, so yeah, Episode 9 is coming out. It was a pretty good teaser trailer.
It was excellent, like to the point where I needed to watch it a second time.
I watched it 3 times.
Okay, yeah, like immediately after watching it the first time, though, I had to watch it again.
I watched it 3 times in a row.
I don't think. Yeah, I think this one's just as good as the trailer for. I don't know. I really liked The Last Jedi's teaser trailer too.
Well, so when we came back, I think that the Episode 7 trailer was like hands down the best one because it brought us back. That being said, I think that this will probably be the best movie. Nine's, I mean, it's going to wrap up a lot of stuff. You're going to get a bunch of crazy, like M. Night Shyamalan twists that come through.
There's going to be a lot of retconning. I know that they're trying to
Redcon.
So they're going to go back in canon and kind of retouch what they made canon in episode 7 or episode 8 to kind of make things a little better. So
it's gonna patch up holes in the story and the plot line and stuff.
Yeah, to not create more holes.
Yeah,
hopefully.
So, what do you guys think about the direction it's going to go? What are your predictions? Let's
So Dale hasn't seen the trailer yet, so he's going to kind of be out of this. So one of the things that I just have to say, Star Wars Celebration. So immediately after playing the trailer, at the very end of the trailer, you hear that maniacal laugh from Ian McDiarmid, the actor who played Palpatine, Darth Sidious. So you hear the laugh, and it's after Luke says that, what's dead may never die. Just kidding. Yeah. That's not what he says, but he basically says, nothing stays gone forever. And then you hear Sidious's laugh. And then literally at the actual
So
event,
how do you know that's his?
because I can tell. Oh, look, Iggy's on. He's really mad at you, Dale.
I bet he is.
What is this? What is this?
I have no idea.
Dale's soul, from what I can tell. So what
Iggy, you got to change your positioning. That's a really bright light behind you.
So,
or go turn it off.
One of the things that I have to say before Iggy gets in here, Ian McDiarmid came out as a surprise guest at the Star Wars Celebration and literally was like, "Roll it again," like after the trailer did it, and he did it in his like Palpatine voice, which, like, I so wish I was there for like that to happen, because it would have just sent chills down my spine. I would have. It would have been
Gallica.
Shut up, Dale. Did you hear him say, "Is that Gallica?"
Is that Gallica? It looks like Gallica.
Star Wars.
It's
Star Wars.
Okay, so
but yeah, I'm so excited for Palpatine.
Okay, so you talked about that, but what do you think your other predictions are?
So I definitely think it's going to be,
I guess, the biggest thing.
I don't think Rey's a Skywalker.
There you go.
I think that everything's pointing towards like people being like, "See, she's totally a Skywalker," and then they're gonna be like, "Nope,
it's Rise of the Skywalker."
Yeah, but it could be Ben. It could be the new chick they're introducing, who might be like Leia and Billy D's illegitimate child. That would be really crazy. But I think the new character they're introducing is actually a Calrissian. I think that would be fantastic.
Because you have basically a good.
There's not many black people in the universe.
you have a like an heir to almost all of the names besides Calrissian, and he's in the trailer. So for him to be back, and it's the memes that are going around, we'll touch on that in a minute, but for him to be back and not have an heir would make sense that they would put that new girl.
Well, did you watch the panel?
I did not watch the panel, but I know she like.
It's over on ProjectNerd.com, by the way.
It's on ProjectNerd.com. I was going to mention.
No, they asked her straight up if she was his daughter in the movie, and she was like, "Well, he's a pretty cool guy. He might have kids all over the universe, so we'll have to see." So that was
he does.
her answer.
I mean, he was in love with a robot for a while, but then he also, so from in canon though, he's also in love with a Twi'lek girl. So I think it's going to be really interesting if he has like a human kid that's not like Twi'lek, because we've seen what a human Twi'lek hybrid looks like in Kanan Jarrus's son in Star Wars Rebels, which I am now rewatching because I've got 8 gigs of it. If you want it, I'll put it on a flash drive and give it to you.
Done.
Right here.
Yeah. It's really, Star Wars Rebels, and it's in HD too. Oh, it's so good.
Is that what
that's what the thing I recently torrented because I couldn't find it anywhere.
You didn't torrent it. Somebody
So Dale invited me in, and you guys were talking Star Wars, so I took him up on his request. So
It's okay. We've got 2 more Star Wars things to talk about, so I appreciate your opinion because Dale, I literally was like Star Wars Celebration, and Dale's like, what? And I was like, are you kidding me?
So
I wanted to say, though, that I agree with Josh. There's no way you keep Rey's history a secret for 3+ years and then just give it away in a trailer with the title name.
well, no.
Oh,
So
I don't think so either.
here's the thing: is I think it's going to be like an unconventional, like she's not a Skywalker, but she takes the Skywalker name because something to the effect of what?
Skywalker becomes the new Jedi. The name Skywalker becomes Jedi.
So the big theory is that it's out with the old. So the old ways are gone. You no longer have Jedis and Siths. You just have the people that have the power are called Skywalkers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She takes it as a
That
mantle.
will be so good. So in the Thrawn novel that just came out too, in their language, the force sensitive people they're all girls. They use their force sensitive people for hyperspace tracking. So they will actually do short micro jumps of their hyperspace, and they can detect like a black hole before their sensors can do it. So then the girls will pull them out of hyperspace before they get to the object, and then they'll map around it. So they use force sensitive people to do it. And those children are actually called Skywalkers in the Thrawn universe too. Well, in the Thrawn outer edges of space. So that and there's a lot of speculation that Thrawn will be making some sort of an appearance in some sort of Star Wars thing.
What is Thrawn?
Thrawn is a character that was introduced in Star Wars Legends that they went back and made canon in Star Wars Rebels as a kind of another alien species that's from the unknown regions of space and came to the inner parts of the galaxy to essentially figure out if the Empire could help him defeat this power that's out further in the unknown regions of space.
So that's what
Sorry, we're getting really deep in here, but
that's where I think it's going to go because Jedi is a singular plural. You have Jedi. There's not Jedis.
Like kangaroo.
Yeah, it's like kangaroo. So if you Rise of the Skywalker is the long form singular or plural. So that's the way I think it's going to go. I don't think she's going to call herself Rey Skywalker. She was going to say, "I am Rey, a Skywalker." That's the way I think it's going to go. I'm glad some people are on the same page, but
definitely think it's possible. I don't think Rey's the Skywalker.
No, I don't think so either. Timelines don't match up.
I think
What if they do it and then we're all like, well, they really just gave it to us in a trailer. That's it.
Yeah, we're gonna feel real dumb, huh?
That's the twist.
The twist was there was never a twist.
they
didn't even give it to us in the trailer. They just gave it to us in the title. Like, so, I do agree that I think she's related somehow, some way, like because those people that she was with in episode 7 weren't her real parents, right?
in episode 7,
Yeah.
she wasn't with anybody. What do you mean? In 7, like there was like obviously like there were like people that dropped her off that she didn't remember their faces or anything like that. Like they've never shown us their faces. But I don't think those were her parents. No, I think my whole thing for Rey, and I hate that this is, we were talking about this for 3 years, but I definitely think she is the love child of Obi-Wan and Satine, who was a senator or actually a queen of Mandalore. So I think she's part Mandalorian technically, which would be kind of cool.
Well, the next thing that came out with the Star Wars Celebration was
a new EA video game trailer for, so the video game has been announced. Star Wars Jedi The Fallen Order has been the name for it, but now we finally got some more information about it, and we've got a not a gameplay trailer, but like a story trailer for The Fallen Order. And it's going to take place with a Padawan or a person who was a Padawan at the fall of the Empire who meets another Jedi Knight that trains, or a fallen Jedi Knight, I think, from what it sounds like in the trailer. So someone who technically wasn't with the Order anymore after Order 66 happened. So, but the kid survives.
Execute
And then
Order 66.
Basically, yeah. I mean, so there's basically just throwing another Jedi in there that survived Order 66, and adding to the list of people that are still alive. I think it reminds me a lot. So having heard about this, it reminded me a lot of Star Wars Rebels, where Caleb Doom was a Padawan, and then later on, still had his Force powers, obviously, and survived Order 66 and takes on a Padawan trainer in Ezra Bridger and trains him to be a Jedi Knight. I think that something like that is still what's going on. And I think it's going to be very much that series, but in a video game.
So
something very
did you
similar
say
to
this was going to be an EA game?
It is an EA game where they announced no microtransactions
for those colored lightsabers.
They totally said that the game that launches is the game that you're going to get. They're not going to do microtransactions. They're not going to do anything. It was actually they made that announcement before they showed the trailer. But the trailer looked beautiful.
Pay to play.
Not with EA anymore. And it's also because I think EA is actually losing their rights to the Star Wars video games after this. So I think if they want help to still do some of the stuff, if a Battlefront 3 ever is going to come out, they need to kind of fix their relationship with Disney and Star Wars. So but Fallen Order looks fantastic. The story, I can't wait to play it. Comes out December, I think is what I saw. I should have wrote that in here, but so
Dale, do our research.
I thought it was supposed to come out before Star Wars.
I thought it was Q4.
Maybe it was
sure.
November.
It's November.
So it comes out just before the movie is going to come out, about a month before. And then the other thing that they also announced at Star Wars Celebration that was kind of cool, they didn't announce it again. We knew this was coming, but they gave more news for it, was The Mandalorian, the live action Mandalorian show. Is that on the 12th of November, or is the 12th the Jedi Fallen Order?
Where is it at?
Okay, so The Mandalorian comes out on the 12th of November, 2019, which is also another important date. I don't want to mix too many stories in one here, but so The Mandalorian.
What's The Mandalorian going to follow, Josh?
So I didn't actually get too much information about that from what I was looking at.
I think it's going to follow just the life of Mandalorians, because it's going to be a TV show, so you're going to have multiple crucial characters. You probably will see the Fets, I would assume.
I just don't know when it takes place.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying is you'll see
if Iggy saw that or anything.
According to Instagram post, after the stories of Jango and Boba Fett and other warrior emergence in the Star Wars universe, the Mandalorian is set after the fall of the Empire and before the emergence of the First Order. So, we will follow the Travels, one of the lone gunfighter in Travels in the outer reach of the galaxy, far from the authority of the New Republic.
So this might be one of the things that from Star Wars Rebels, and I don't want to get too much into this, but like Sabine Wren is a Mandalorian who we know canonically survives past the fall of the Empire and goes on a mission with Ahsoka to go find Ezra in the outer reaches, unknown regions of space.
Is she better than Ezra?
Well, she's a Mandalorian, so she actually does have the black. So last time we saw her, she has the black blade lightsaber, which is like a Mandalorian treasure. So technically, I think she might have some sort of part in the Mandalorian to play, which would be really cool, because then maybe the Mandalorian is going to be where we pick up with Thrawn and Ezra.
That was my 2000s ska joke. Better than Ezra. Anyway, so we're definitely going to get that. Oh, that's coming out November 12th, Josh.
Yeah, it's coming out November 12th. And
it's a positive thing, don't you think?
Yeah, well, so one of the things I was going to say is the only way you're going to be able to catch the Mandalorian is streaming on Disney Plus, their new streaming service that they announced as well. That will also be launching on November 12th for $6.99 a month. And with that is going to come
cheap.
So it's not all at once, but they said, they're going to have 7,500 episodes of Disney shows on there, which most likely is going to include Star Wars, Marvel TV shows, Disney original TV shows,
old school Disney movies.
Just a ton. Well, there's 500 movies as well.
That's what I'm saying.
That's going to
Like,
be coming out.
We're going to get like
they're going to open the Disney vault.
Yeah,
they're talking about it.
They always said like Bambi comes back for the 10th anniversary,
and so it's going to be really
up forever
to see that. They're gonna not open up the vault, but they're going to give us digital access into the vault. Maybe
so no more VHS.
Yeah. So I think that's going to be huge. For $6.99, that's just crazy. With the content we're going to get, that's going to
standard. Why would that? That's a standard price.
I mean, it's not. Netflix just raised their prices. Hulu just raised their prices.
No, Hulu
only comparable price is $5.99 for Hulu with commercials.
Yeah.
And
so you think this is
no commercials?
So this is $6.99 with no commercials?
Correct.
You don't think they're going to raise it after a while?
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, eventually, they're going to raise it.
I don't think they'll raise it.
But there's also talk that
because it's all their content. So I mean, they don't have to pay for. It's their like those. I
guess that's true. It's a little less. The stuff they have access to is a little less demanding.
They don't have to
pay.
Disney,
you can come in and undercut everybody for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, as I say, because with the other services, Netflix, they pay to stream. They pay those right or those likenesses or those IPs to stream their service, and then Hulu pays the networks to stream those services.
Get closer, Drew.
They own. Just like DC. DC's is at what, $7.99?
Yeah, I think so, something like that.
DC's is $7.99 as long as they have that same content.
I don't know if Iggy's laughing at me because he thinks I'm flexing or not.
No, Drew, get a little closer.
No.
Is it because I'm cutting out?
Yes.
Oh, so I mean that's they're gonna keep it at $6.99 forever. I don't know.
I hope so. Iggy's got a question or a comment.
Ahead.
So I feel that it's important to point out that even with DC being $7.99, you're getting hardly anything. But another thing to mention on the Netflix part is they've had to borrow a considerable amount of money from investors, angel investors, and things like that to produce their own content as well. Where Disney's content is already being, as you mentioned, Drew, produced anyways for other avenues. So Netflix is producing it new for their streaming. Disney's producing to put it in theaters and still sell you the discs. And again, as you keep mentioning, this is just complementary. So Disney already being so wealthy, powerful, and this being complementary to the reason they're creating the content anyways, I agree. I don't see a price hike getting anywhere near what the other services are having to charge.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, and I'm personally okay with paying. I mean, we don't pay for our subscription anyway, so I don't. But I'm personally okay. I'd be okay with paying more for Netflix to get more original content.
I would be okay with paying if I didn't have to pay too.
And let's remember too that Disney owns Fox, which controls a majority share, 60% in Hulu, anyways. So even if Iggy.
So Disney had 30% and Fox had 30%. So now it's a combined 60% majority share. And there's also rumor that, well, not even rumor, they mentioned that there's potential for bundle pricing of Disney Plus, ESPN Plus, and Hulu.
Well, so here's the other thing is I got a subscription Hulu free with my Spotify. Like they're bundling things already like that, which is where it brings us back to what I talked about. I don't know. In December of last year, which at this point you're paying $7.99 for Hulu or $7 for Hulu, $7 for Disney, $7 for DC, $14 for Netflix, 10 for HBO. You're paying your cable subscription just for streaming rights. I mean, so at this point you might as well just have a bundle option for all of those services that call it the internet streaming package or whatever, and call it the day.
Which I think is the way TV's going now too. I think it's exciting for Disney to, I don't think Disney's going to hurt at $6.99 for sure. I think that's definitely not what's going to be there, and then the amount of content that they can deliver. I mean, I said this before. I don't think they're going to do it, but there's a possibility that, oh, look, Iggy on the phone, another podcast that we can. So one of the things that I've seen that Disney can do, you can skip the theaters with Disney at this point in time. Like, you might think to yourself, like, oh, that's outrageous, that's crazy. But imagine how many subscribers you could get, even if it's just for 1 month, to get to your Disney Plus streaming service. If you say, hey, the next Avengers movie is going to be 100% on Disney streaming.
See, I think it's going to go differently. The movie aspect of it will stay for a while, if not probably forever, in my opinion. I think TV will go completely gone.
So Austin said, so why would you pay for Disney Plus if they have the Netflix, who has Disney and Marvel shows and movies? Also Hulu.
So Disney's pulling off their content from Netflix.
So
they are still possibly going to keep their content on Hulu, but because they own the majority of that, they're not going to put all of Disney Plus content on Hulu, I would assume.
So that's probably what the bundle we were talking about is.
Yeah.
Great question, Dustin. Austin.
What?
Who's Dustin?
He said Dustin.
Oh, no.
Accident.
Austin Dowdy.
So I'm excited. 7,500 episodes. The one thing out of all of that I'm looking forward to is Brink.
Bambi.
Brink, the
Brink.
Disney TV movie. I want What's Under the Bed or whatever, the scary monster one. That one's something I want to see.
Under the Bed.
Yeah, there was like a crazy like goblin guy. Like, I can't remember the.
Talking about Howie Mandel. Like,
no, there was I don't know what Iggy's trying to show us.
Yeah,
it didn't get on the camera. Whatever he was trying to show us. Oh,
I was showing her who I was talking to, so I was showing the screen. That's why you couldn't see that.
Oh.
That makes sense.
So I can't.
That's weird. We're like meta.
Okay. So anyway, the other one I'm looking forward to is what is that?
The Fat Camp one?
No,
Heavyweights.
I love that movie. Anyway, whatever. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, there's plenty of good Disney movies, originals and not. And like I said, I literally, so I was scouring the internet for a way to watch Star Wars Rebels legally, and I'm not paying $20 a season for iTunes.
You know what I had to find? I was looking for Dogma.
Yeah,
really?
It's not on. It's not online.
For the movie?
The movie Dogma, and I had to look at research into this. The owners of Dogma are Miramax, but who's the Weinstein guy?
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, he actually
also worked for Miramax.
So he actually owns the rights to that, and because he's been kind of pushed out of Hollywood right now, he's not releasing the article to anybody or releasing that to anybody. So it's one of those things where you can't find on any streaming service. You got my last name right. Phil McCracken.
Phil McCracken.
Dale fell for it. Unless that's someone's real name. If that's the case, I seriously apologize.
That's not a golfer.
Icy Wiener. Sorry. Oh my God. If this
Seymour
is
Butts.
If this is a person's real name and we're making all these jokes, we're sorry, Mr. Philip McCrevice.
Phil
Oh man.
But the point is about with Dogma though, like there's no one who owns the rights to it that wants to give it away, so it's just not online.
Yeah,
Right.
that's actually a problem with a lot of Kevin Smith's movies.
So want to know something funny though? So like normal movies like that are like $20-$30 on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon sells it used for $52. Used.
Wait, Dogma goes for $52 used?
Because they're not making new copies. Nothing.
What?
Yeah.
So?
Are you not hearing me? Or
No, I
one's
didn't.
distributing it.
Josh was talking in my ear.
Josh. So yeah, it's $52 used on Amazon.
Jeez Louise, I have that movie.
Well, I'm just saying like it's so hard to get a hold of. So like I actually found a Showbox is what I was watching it on just before you guys texted me.
Yep. So I think that's one of the things that I'm really looking forward to getting back with the Disney stuff is I'm fine with paying a good, reasonable price for content. The fact that I pay for cable and have most of the Star Wars Rebels stuff recorded on my cable subscription service anyways, but I can't stream that content drives me insane.
You want to hear what Iggy's talking about?
That's why I'm not going to pay $19 a season for Rebels.
All right,
let's move on to our sciencey questions.
We're gonna do the blind science last.
Hurry this part up.
Yep.
Okay, so in sciencey news, for those of you guys that have been living under, thoughts on Black Lightning? Yes, Black Lightning's fantastic. Austin,
somebody posted that.
Yeah,
I've seen the first season. I just started the second season.
I did not start the second season yet.
I want to start the second season too. I watched the first season; it was great.
It dives right into the episode thing, so I had to actually go back and watch a little bit of season 1 again. I was like,
a nice recap.
So the recap I thought was too short, too narrow.
Oh,
yeah.
But so yeah, people who have been living under a rock, we got a image. I can't say photo, but there is now an image of the first black hole, or not the first black hole, but an image. Our first image of a black hole is now on the internet. This has been just blowing up news everywhere I've seen. I think it's awesome. It's a composite image. I believe it was taken with, oh man, this is going to drive me crazy. I can't remember what frequency it was in. It's not a radio. It was a radio telescope, but it was pulling in X.
It was the Event Horizon Telescope.
Yeah, but what frequency? Like was it an ultraviolet? Was X-ray. It in X-ray? Okay, yeah.
X-ray.
So they were using X-rays to make this image, which is one of the reasons why we can't call it a photo, is because it's a composite image of X-rays through. So the one thing that I think is crazy about it, that if you watch anything on the internet, they'll probably tell you this too, because it's so big and so far away, we have to have a huge means of being able to capture said image. So what they did is they had multiple stations all around the Earth, and as the Earth was rotating, they were taking simultaneous images of this area. And it was just a huge file. So they said that it was 5 petabytes. Is that what's that?
Yeah. Which is 5 million gigabytes, right?
5,000 gig, or
no, it's 5 million gigabytes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, terabyte, peta, so 5.
Yep. So yeah, it is insanely huge. And I just think that it's really blurry. So a lot of people
peta 4, right?
I don't remember. It's been a long time since I used metrics.
Mil, mono, bi,
Siri,
2.
How many gigabytes is 5 petabytes?
Trillion, tri. Peta 4.
To 5 million gigabytes.
5 million.
So
Siri
it's
said
5.
it. 5 million.
Yeah, but so it's the 5, or it's the fifth
5
billion.
to the 10th power.
What?
Is that what that's?
No,
That's
no.
not true.
No, that's like
It said 5 times 10 to the something.
Yeah, 5 times 10 to the 6.
Oh, I don't know.
that's
Just
a million.
really looked at it.
And it's not even the 6. Is it 9? I'm an idiot.
This is not even important.
Yeah. Okay. Just huge file size.
Hey, Josh, your Sex Nerd Science question of the week.
Got it wrong. Oh, darn it. But I think it's really cool that, one of the things about this.
Yeah, so the 5th. It's 5.
Yeah. We were able to, I guess, theorize what the image was going to look like with really good accuracy before we actually got the image. There is nothing known to science that could be that big and cause those kind of, it just, it's definitely a black hole. I think anyone who's arguing that it's not a black hole wouldn't necessarily know, because for something to be that massive, and and that big, it would definitely create a black hole. I mean, it's not like it's like a neutron star or something with stuff orbiting it. I mean, we have the event horizon at the right spot where it should be. We know how much, how fast things should be rotating around it based on its amount of mass. And we can predict all that stuff. And that's one of the reasons why one of the good things about science that I love is if you're going to make a prediction, like when you go and get evidence, verifiable evidence for it, and it kind of matches up with what the theory should say it should look like. It's really cool. I think that was awesome that we were like, hey, here's what, everything we know about general relativity and everything we know about black holes. This is what it should look like. And then we're like, so, okay, let's go find it. And then we go and find it. And we're like, hey, these two images look almost exactly identical, which is pretty sweet. I think that's awesome. That's one of my favorite things about the black hole. Also, the team, over 200 people doing it, led by a woman. Fantastic. Great for the scientific community. And definitely, I saw something really sad that was like, if Stephen Hawking would just be alive for one more year, he could have died having seen a black hole. And I was like, why do you do this to me? Like, who hurt you, internet?
Some quick information about it. It was not the black hole in this galaxy. It was in a galaxy called Messier 87. It is 55 million light years away. The black hole itself is estimated at 100 billion kilometers wide. It is 6.5 billion times the mass of the sun. And the image was created with the Event Horizon Telescope, which we already talked about. So,
yeah, which isn't actually one telescope. It's a series of a series of dishes all around the world. So awesome conglomerate thing going on there. I love it. Speaking of working together in teams doing amazing things, a couple days ago, Falcon Heavy launched again for a satellite into space. So it wasn't just like a launch to put a car into space. It was let's launch and put a satellite up there. So they did. Successful satellite in orbit now. And then all three of the boosters landed, 2 back on land in Florida, 1 on, of course, I Still Love You in the middle of the ocean successfully. So it was the first time we've actually gotten all 3 booster rockets recovered. I don't know if they caught the nose cone. I didn't check that part. But that's becoming less and less important because they're just like, forget it. We'll put parachutes on it and
track it.
Put parachutes on it, crash into the ocean and have it float. Because a lot of times they would let that go away and just sink. So we're getting closer and closer to having pretty much every stage of the rocket being fully recoverable after we launch it. And that's just a huge thing for SpaceX. Also, speaking of SpaceX and Tesla and stuff, I fixed my car. Had a broke charge port, replaced 2 little prongs on the charge port. Cost me $65. Fixed it myself. Really excited. If I ever die, it's because I think I can fix my Tesla myself, and there's like super high voltage, and I'm just like, yeah, that's fine, and just took it off. I mean, I had my voltmeter with me, and I checked it, but my voltmeter only went up to 250 volts, so like it could have like overloaded, and I just didn't know. Because OL looks an awful lot like 0.
Yeah, I bet.
Okay, for blind science for Josh here, our reoccurring science questionnaire. The question is, how heavy is a black hole?
Depends on its size.
Okay.
I mean, in all honesty, I mean, so it has to be heavy enough where it has such a gravitational attraction that not even light can escape it. But technically, when we smash things together in particle accelerators, we create little mini black holes that like shoot out, and then they absorb enough matter that they collapse and then stop being black holes again.
Is there a specific amount of black or matter that needs to be absorbed by a black hole to shut it down?
It's all about size. So technically, like
that's what I mean, though. That is a calculable number, is what I'm saying.
Well, so here's one of the things that Stephen Hawking said, and it's called Hawking radiation. Black holes actually lose mass through Hawking radiation, and it's this phenomenon where essentially, kind of like a quasar, charged particles will shoot out of a black hole, usually in X-rays, out like their poles. So as it's spinning, just this mass is sitting there, and it's basically like you create so much mass that then you just shoot energy out the sides. So as it expels that energy in like essentially black hole burps, that's what will cause it to lose energy and lose mass. So eventually a black hole can technically cease to exist by expelling that mass. And when we do micro black holes, they absorb enough matter and material and then shoot out, X-rays as byproducts of doing our particle accelerators. So we might not recognize them as like actual black holes because they're so short-lived. But a black hole literally is just if you take enough mass and you condense it down past its, I can't remember the limit that it needs to be at.
The quarks
it's not the Schwarzschild radius, but
it's enough mass for the quarks to either fall in on itself or expand past the gravity.
Basically, yeah. But basically you can take anything and shrink it down to a small enough size. Not anything. Obviously, you can't shrink things past a Planck length size, but you can take most objects.
What about a micro Planck length?
No.
What about
no? Stop it. Doesn't happen. So technically, you can't take Earth. Earth is not big enough to shrink down to make it into a black hole. We just don't have. We're not big enough. We're not massive enough. But like the sun, for instance, technically we could condense the sun down to be a black hole. It wouldn't be a very big black hole, but we could do it with solar masses. So there is technically a limit.
It wouldn't be a supermassive black hole.
Actually, so wait, hold on. There actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there is, I don't want to say that I'm wrong, but there is a theoretical limit for how much mass you have to have in the beginning to be able to shrink it down into a black hole. And I'm going to say it's 15 solar masses.
I don't have the answer to that offhand.
The minimal supermassive black hole is approximately 100.
Supermassive black holes.
So hold on. Mass scales between these ranges are dubbed intermediate mass black holes for 5.
Oh, I guess.
What'd you guess?
Black holes have a mass of 5 to 80 m.
Solar masses.
Yep. So what did you
right?
What'd you guess?
I don't know.
What did you say?
I thought it was. I want to say was it 15?
You said.
I thought you said 15.
Okay.
This is
5 to 80,
and I'm showing that the minimum calculable amount is 3.2.
Okay. So that's the minimum threshold there.
So 15.
So we can technically call me wrong. I do know that there are tiny black holes that exist within particle accelerators, but they're so short-lived that they're not technically black holes. So, thank you, Austin.
What did Austin say?
I said 15. He clarified for us. Austin used to be my employee at AT&T.
Did he?
Yep.
Nice.
Did I ever meet Austin?
I think you might actually have met Austin before.
Austin, we ever meet? It's going to take a while for it to respond because
I think you've met Gabe for sure.
I've definitely met Gabe. Yeah, I beat him up behind the Wendy's.
Nice.
I hate crime.
So
I hate crime,
guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to watch the live stream. Thank you guys for hanging out and listening to the podcast. Once you guys get there, one time, yes, you came into the mail store.
Maple store. I know, but he meant Maple. I got you.
Mail.
No, I definitely think that Dale would be.
I went to the mail store.
Yeah. Here's the Dale. It never fails.
Okay, guys, I got to get to home and watch Dragon Ball. I almost said Dragon Ball.
Dragon.
There's dragons there.
All right. Well,
so
thank you guys for listening.
Thank you, everyone, for being on.
Have a wonderful night.
We got content up.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys.
Hey, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Sexy Nerd Science Season 5.
Make sure to like us and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Don't forget to check out our merch on Teespring and support us on Project Nerd Patreon at patreon.com/projectnerd.